Welcome to Pursuit of Happiness. I'm Jonathan, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit more detail about the Intex 12 by 24 swimming pool. So we've had this for about a year, and there's some good points about it and some bad points about it. I did a little quick deck update, but I want to give you a little bit more detail about the swimming pool. So we've been on vacation, and I got back, and I've got a little bit of pool maintenance to do, so I thought I would do it and share it with you. First, following up on the install, I used these big concrete. They're 4 inches thick by 16 by 16. I used 2 of these for each of the feet, and these have been solid and great. The tarp that comes with the pool is primarily garbage. It's cheap, so not too surprised. The one thing that I want to do, and as you can see here, there's some erosion on these corners. Nothing under the pool, but some erosion under the on the corners and on the edges from just rain. Here in Florida, we have all sand, so I really want to get some gravel in here to break up the rain so that it doesn't eat away all of the sand. Everything, the deck itself, there's a little bit of erosion underneath these pylons. There's not a ton of weight that's being held up, so I'm not overly concerned, but the actual concrete blocks, everything is held nice and true. Everything looks pretty decent, and have not had any problems with that. So come around this side, and I'll have to walk by the air conditioner, so sorry about the noise. Loud air conditioner. So the pump's over here, and I have a piece of the vacuum hose that I used, and I just put, if I can pick it up by one hand, I just clamped on the hose here that I got for backwashing, and then this will screw directly on to the fitting and allow me to backwash and then rinse the pool. I do that about once a week, sometimes once every other week, depends on my travel and how busy I am with work, but about once a week, once every 2 weeks seems to work well. The one thing that I have seen is the salt generator itself seems to build up a lot of debris on it while it's working. So what I have to do is I have to periodically take it out, and I use vinegar to clean it and get it working properly again. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'll show you what I do. So the first thing I have to do is turn the pump off, and I have to shut this valve. So this valve is the valve that the water is the water jet that sticks, shoots it out, and it shows you on there which way is open and which way is closed. So you want to rotate it clockwise to close it. It's just a gate valve. Then water won't come shooting out of here. Now the other thing I want to do is put the pump on closed, and well, the filter, and I'm also gonna close this one down. So now all of the water is closed off. So I have to unscrew this, and that unplugs the electrical connection that sends the low voltage into the salt ionizer. Got it a little too tight. Let me find you a spot. Maybe and get this taken off. So this ring will just come off, and I hang it on here because I will lose it instantly. And this comes out. So not a lot of water, but some water comes out. And here you can see the buildup. And this is hard, salty buildup on there. And these are the actual plates that change the salt into chlorine. And if you don't keep them clean, then they're not going to do their job, and you're going to end up with a pool that turns green. So let's take this over and we'll get it cleaned off. So what I do to clean it off, there's a couple of different ways to do this. I just use white vinegar and a big cup. So make sure that it'll fit into the cup. And I think I have enough vinegar. Hopefully Tammy doesn't need any extra vinegar for anything. No way. Not enough. It's okay. So that was 32-ounce bottle that had some taken out. And you can see this almost covers the whole thing. So I'm just gonna cut it with some water, fill it up the rest of the way. So I try to make sure that I don't get it so full that it gets on the probes, the connections themselves. Just kind of mix it up a little bit since I had to put water in there. Now that has to sit. So I let it sit for a while, then I rinse it off with water, kind of pick off what's loosened up, and then let it sit. For a while again. So the next thing is the vacuum. So this is the Intex Auto Vacuum. I would say all in all, it's an okay vacuum. I think mainly the problem is the pump system for this pool is like the bare minimum pump, and it just doesn't have enough force. When I do a back flush and start running the pool, then the vacuum really just goes crazy, goes all over the place, does a great job. But after about 3 days of running, then it just gets stuck. It stops going in one direction, the wheels don't turn correctly. In talking to the local pool supply place, they told me to always leave the vacuum on because this system does not turn the water around enough, so there's not enough flow in it to really mix up the pool. So what I have found is if I don't run the vacuum all the time, what I end up with is it starts to get cloudy and algae build up down in the lower level of the pool. You can kind of see that it's not totally replenishing, turning the water over very efficiently. The next thing is this skimmer. So on the skimmer, again, it's just not really cut out to do the job very well. There's still, as you can see, bugs and stuff on the top. And you might think that it has to do with running the vacuum all the time, so the top water isn't being turned and pushed towards the skimmer. But even with the vacuum not connected, it does an okay job at best. But it, you know, it's like they picked the bare minimum pump for this size pool. So just be aware of that. I figure if the pump fails or the filtration system fails, I might buy a larger, heavier duty pump. But, you know, that's $250 for just a direct replacement. Probably be double that for something that's a lot better, plus the plumbing and all the effort into it. I just don't know that it's worth the money given the cost of the pool to begin with. So let's get to the most frustrating part of this pool. So this is the most frustrating part. You can see that rust and all of that rust and the rust in there. So all four corners look like that. And it drives me crazy because all of the corners have rusted. They basically rusted instantly. Some people may say, well, it's a saltwater pool, what do you expect? But it's a saltwater pool from the manufacturer. It's not a modification. It's not something I did. So Intex, you have to improve your quality. That is terrible to have that little bit of time that it's been out here and have that much rust all over it. It is just ridiculous. So ultimately, that's the most frustrating part of it. All four corners are basically the same way. They all have the same rust on them. From underneath here, you can see just the total amount of damage. I don't know if you can see that in there. I think you can probably make that out. It's just totally cracked and broken. Not even a full year. Not super impressed with that. So let's take a look at this side. We got lizards. That lizard has lost his tail. He has apparently been in a fight. Let's see. Yep. Again, totally destroyed. Anything that's exposed gets destroyed. So that's the most frustrating part. But all in all, I figure a year or two out of it probably be pretty decent. And then we'll decide if we want another pool or what we want. So now this has been in there for a little bit, and you can see it's starting to flake off. So to get it more cleaned out, I just go over and use just water. Nothing exciting. You can see some of the buildup has fallen off in there. Takes probably 30 minutes or so of putting it in there, letting it sit, rinsing it off, and then put it back together. So far, you know, it's what I expected. It's $1,000 swimming pool for everything. You compare that pricing to an actual in-ground pool or a better quality above-ground pool, and that price is pretty good. So it's served us pretty well. Milo, what do you think about it, buddy? Am I in your sun? Are you trying to get a tan? Yeah. You're too shy. Don't want to be on YouTube. All right, buddy. I won't make you be on YouTube, but you're gonna be. Yeah, you are. Don't look at the sun. He's staring right at the sun. All right, so that's my quick update. I would say all in all, the skimmer and the vacuum are good enough purchase. They're not that expensive. The ladder that we added, this ladder is way better than the ladder that comes with it, if you're gonna build a deck around it. But all in all, for the money spent, I would say it's an okay pool. I would definitely have preferred to see more than 1 year before having that kind of major damage in it. I would say by the end of this year, I'm gonna have to drain it and take the broken, rusted out pipes out and replace those, or at least decide on whether it's worth it to replace those. So that's my update. Thanks for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined our channel. Make sure that if you aren't subscribed, go down there and press the subscribe button. Check us out. I do have plenty more deck building work that I need to do this summer. Vacation's over. I have a big meeting next month for work. But other than that, I've got to focus on completing the deck, so you'll be seeing more videos on that. Also, keep an eye out for vacation videos. Check that out, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for us, any videos you'd like to see us make. All right, thanks for watching.